Still playing with my hair. Hello and welcome to Rosberry Crafts, my YouTube channel where I share all my crafty adventures. Today is October 9th, 2025, and this is episode 142. Today for you, I have some whips and some events, so not a lot, but I do have a bit of a knitting story, so, we'll see how long this gets. My name is Roz, and I live in Lake Country, British Columbia, Canada, with my husband and my two kids who are 15 and 13. And you can find me on Ravelry, Instagram, all the places as Rosberry Crafts. And I do have my email address and my Ko-fi account linked down below if you're looking to support the podcast. Welcome to any new viewers. I hope you like this corner of the crafty internet. And thank you very much to any returning viewers. I always love chatting with you and knowing what you're up to. So leave me a comment down below. What are you currently working on? New and returning viewers. My work lingo is coming into my crafting area. I work in tech support, so we talk about the users of the software all the time. Anyway, you don't need to know all that. So it's been nice and cold here. I am not wearing hand knits today, but I have been wearing a couple sweaters. I've been all the hand knit socks all the time. I've had my new ones on and I've had some old ones, nice comfy. They're so formed to my feet and they are lovely to wear. I'm wearing currently hand knit socks, but I'm not wearing a sweater today, but maybe later today. And I don't have any finished objects, but I kind of have finished objects. So we'll just launch right into the projects. First up is the hats. Okay, so last week I think I just had one finished, and this week I have all of these. So I have two that are the 88 stitch count hats, and then I have three that are the 96. So let's start from the beginning. So I'm making these hats for my son's volleyball team. And I still haven't got a list of numbers. I got to do that. Maybe I'll get, because they now have like jerseys up on the wall of the gym with like their number and their last name for the girls team and the boys team. Proud mama moment. And so maybe I'll go and take a picture of the list so that I know which numbers to do. And then I'm going to do some for the coaches as well. So I got Cooper to try on both sizes now that they're complete. The ends are woven in, everything's done. And he says the 88 fits, but the 96 feels better. So I think I'm just going to do all the rest of them in the 96 size and call it good. This is a pattern that I just, from my mind, used. It's not something I made up. I just have made so many hats over the years that it's just doing a 96 stitch count. I'm doing one by one ribbing for the first three colors. So I start at a color change and then I do the first three colors in ribbing and then I switch to the other colors. I'm doing 35 rows of plain stockinette and then divide the stitches by 8 and do the decreasing every other row. So it's very basic. If you need a free hat pattern, look at Tin Can Knits. They have, what's it called? It's not flax. Flax is the sweater. Anyway, they have a whole collection of sweaters, hats, cowls, socks for free, beginner-friendly things, and they have all the numbers that you need there. This yarn is Knit Picks Morava Stripes, and this is the grayscale color. It's 2 grays and a black. Their jerseys are pretty much these colors. So I'm making good progress. I have 2, now I've buried them. I'm starting a new fresh ball of yarn for each hat, and then I've started winding up all the extras into this. So I just might like keep making hats and not worrying about the stripes so much. But I want the team's hats to be like a clear set of stripes, and then I might see if parents want some extras or whatever. And then I'm using a 4mm needle. I find for my tension that works well for a worsted weight yarn, and I've used the same needle for the ribbing and the rest of the hat. I have 2 on the go at the moment, so I'm not worrying about what color it starts with, but I am starting at a color shift. So doing my long tail cast on. Is it a long tail cast on? I can't remember. It's a type of long tail cast on. Yeah, and then I've got my fun stitch markers here. They're just basic stitch markers, but I've got my round marker, and then I've got 3 stitch markers attached. So I'm knitting the first 3 stripes for the ribbing, and then when I switch, I'll put one of these orange ones every 10 rows, and then I know when to start the decreases. So, and then I have my magic loop one for when it gets too small at the top, and it's all in this lovely basket. I've just been taking it around the house when we're watching TV or I have a long meeting or something. I have everything that I need in here ready to go, and the other hats are in here, which they'll probably have to live out of here soon because, you know, I have 5 hats. I think that's everything about that. I do have 20 balls of that yarn, so yeah, that's much more than I need. You know, I got sucked into the it's on sale and, you know, how much will it really take? And anyway, I don't know. I don't know how I got it in my head that I might need more than a ball of yarn for a hat, but I don't. So anyway, I'm gonna have lots left over, and I will just continue to knit hats and give them away, because also it's 100% acrylic, so it's easily giftable to especially people who maybe don't know about wool and hand washing and all that, or charity donations. So it will get put to good use. So yeah, basically that's just gonna be my hat making bin from now until whenever it's done. And then in my Tracy bag, what's her handle? I forget. What the Funk. Anyway, my friend Tracy makes delightful bags. I don't think she sells them anywhere, but she does make delightful bags. And she gifted me one, and I won one on a different podcast. Anyway, and I can't remember which is which, but I have this one, and it's got this flowers on the inside, pockets, a little clip to keep stitch markers and stuff. Oh, I better show you, not me. Anyway, lovely bag. Also, it's huge, so it can fit a sweater plus yarn in here. So great, it's really good. This in here is my stumble dress. So last week I had knit the top of it with the variegated yarn. This is the skein from the advent calendar from Fireweed Fiber Co. from a couple years ago, and this was the 25th, was the full skein of yarn. As you can see, there's no knitting attached to it anymore. Maybe there wasn't last week either. And then I have all the minis wound up into 2 giant cakes. And I want to tell you, I keep looking at it because I love it so much. I had done the ribbing of, so let's start from the beginning. Sorry, I'm so distracted and all over the place today. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm making Stumble Dress by Lydia Morrow. This is kind of like a tighter top with a waistband and then a more A-line skirt. And the pattern is really great because you can make just the top or just the skirt. I've decided to make the dress because I have, a ton of yarn, because it's, 2,100 meters, something like that, from the advent, because it's 20 gram minis plus a full skein. And I have decided, so there was option, I started it with the variegated, and I did the short rows in the variegated, which I hadn't originally kind of pictured in my mind, and I didn't really like it. And then I was trying to picture like the front of it, you just had like the ribbing and it went right into the pink, which is the first color. And I just was like, it's too busy, and because I really want the focus to be the gradient of the whole dress, and I don't want the collar to take away from that. So then I was like, okay, well, I have two options. I think I was pretty close to just ripping that out and starting over, whether I did just the collar and the variegated and started the short rows in the pink, so that it was, because it was quite a bit of short rows, which is good. I like that in the pattern because I do like the back of even a sweater to be up in the back and a bit more down in the front. I don't like when they start creeping up on your neck, you get like a weird like bubble. Anyway, so I like that there were lots of short rows and I wanted to do those. So I decided that I was gonna rip back at least to the ribbing and redo it. Option one was just to keep that variegated as the ribbing and move on to the pink. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll just do like start the ribbing with the pink and just go down. And then the other option was, which kind of just came to me at one point, is I have a lot of this gray stroll fingering. It's just like a medium gray. I think it's called Ash. Yeah, it's called Ash. It's just a fingering weight. I used it for a blanket, and I ordered a lot of it, so I just have a bunch in my stash, so I could totally use some of that. So I decided that was going to be the other option. And then I was like, if the colors, because the colors are supposed to gradiate, and they do very nicely, but I saw another one done where there was like a small stripe of a neutral color between each of the stripes, and they didn't have like a gradient. It was like stripes, very different stripes with a kind of two rows of a neutral. I think it was like a gray as well between, or maybe a tan or something. Anyway, I thought that was a kind of cool look, but not really what I was going for. So I decided not going to put stripes in between the colors because I really want that gradient to show from top to bottom. So what I ended up doing, before I ripped out the other ribbing, I cast on in the gray. Let's show you now. Oh, it looks so good. So I cast on in the gray, just the ribbing, and then when I started the short rows, I moved to the pink. So this is the back, and you can see that it just goes right into the pink. You don't notice where the short rows, sorry, my nose is itchy, where the short rows are or aren't, and they were well written, easily to execute. So, and it does kind of pull it up quite a bit if I kind of give it a little shake there. So it does pull it up a fair amount in the back, which is exactly what I want. So I have tried this on. I am happy with the neckline. Yeah, I've got about another inch or so before I split for sleeves. So yeah, I think this is it. Once I got through to like as much of the first color as I could knit, with like getting to the other one, I was like, yep, this is what I want. I don't want the variegated. Ripped that out. I may put the variegated at the bottom of the dress because I think it blends more with that kind of green color. I may just end with the green, or I may end with a bit of gray at the bottom, but I think the bottom of the dress, I don't want to draw attention to the very bottom of the dress either. I want the overall look to be the draw. So I think I might do the cuffs on the arms if I end up doing short sleeves or long sleeves. I'm still not sure on that yet either. In the gray, I might do the cuffs for the sleeves in the gray just to kind of match the top. And then I may end up doing some sort of bottom of the dress. I don't know. We'll have to see. That's a long way away. However, that's a lot of knitting for 1 week. Like so I'm in the third, fourth color. I think I just started the third color. No, I just started the fourth color. I don't know, but we're in a much, much darker pink, and then we're moving into purples, and then it goes from the outside here from that brown down into blues and greens. So It's all so good. It's all so good. I love it. I am very, very happy with this. I did put it on some try it on tubing and kind of laid it out against some other sweaters that I have, and I put it on my body to see how it would fit. I definitely need a bit more room before I do the sleeves. I don't know if I have a longer thing here. So and I need a bit more space on my upper arm. So I think my gauge is off, but it's fine. I'm working with it. I am happy with the pattern. She has like a chart where you can just like check off each row, a little box next to it. Great pattern, definitely would recommend. If you buy the stumble dress, you can make either just the top or the bottom. If you buy the bottom, like the skirt one, and then you decide you want to make the dress, you can just buy the top. Like it's all the same pattern, but they're different patterns to buy on Ravelry. So if you just buy the dress, you can make either of those things. It's all the same. Okay, I think that's kind of it. I've been really working on the hats. We have a long weekend here in Canada. It's Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving. So we have Monday off. We don't have many plans. We'll do a nice big, I think Mike's gonna make a brisket for dinner on Sunday with the grandparents, family dinner kind of stuff. And Monday we have some plans with friends, and otherwise we're just kind of at home doing our thing. I'm sure I'll be, busy doing chores and laundry and whatnot, but I should be able to fit some good knitting time in this weekend. So hopefully, I'm hoping to get like another big chunk of hats done, and then I'm feeling a bit like I just want that project done. I'm enjoying making them. They're great mindless knitting, and I know that the boys will love them, but I'm kind of dreading the duplicate stitch too. I gotta look into some designs for the numbers. Anyway, I'm just babbling now. I'm just babbling. But yeah, since it's a holiday, there's no volleyball this weekend. My daughter doesn't have anything going on for band or choir or theater or anything. So nice family weekend at home. I'm sure we'll watch lots of movies and get out for some nice walks and stuff. So it'll be a fun time. And yeah, that's it. Oh, that is not it. That is not it at all. Last week was the first podcast in October, and I should have gone over my stash numbers, but I did not. But I do have them now in my book. It's another Tracy gift. September, I got a bunch of Knit Picks yarn. So that was a total of 6,379 meters. And because I don't have my, oh no, I counted, did I count my, I think those numbers are wrong. Because I didn't count my Fireweed Fiber Co. in there. I don't know that I've put it into Ravelry. Well, I'll have to do that next month. And then yarn out, I have my corner to corner blanket, which was 882 meters, my granny wrap, which was 525 meters, my Beauty and the Beast socks, which was 286 meters. My rainbow skew, which was not rainbow, it was just blue, was 423 meters, and the brown musselburgh was 395, so that's a total of 2,511. So yarn in is 6,379, yarn out is 2,511, which I think is pretty good. I think September I finished off a few things, so that was very good. That was good. And then my total year to date, so yarn in, I have 13,755, and yarn out is 16,131. So I'm still at minus 2,376. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I think I've got some really big projects that are gonna keep me going through the last quarter of the year, October, November, December, and then hopefully I will still be in the negative. I don't have any plans to buy yarn. I still have my monthly club coming, which is like 350 meters a month. So, but yeah, if I finish the stumble dress and all these volleyball hats, that's going to be a lot of yardage. Also, November is coming up, and Nanasuemo, maybe? I've done that for the past few years. It is a national knit a sweater in a month. I've got a few sweaters that I'm really hoping to get done this season so I can wear them in the winter. So we'll see if one of those jumps on my needles for October 1st. Yeah. And the other event that I am currently doing is the Downseller Studio Pigskin Party for 25-26. And that is a knit along that follows this time frame of the football season, but you don't have to know anything about football to participate. You can check out Downseller Studio website for more details. Not all of the projects I finished last month qualified because there were some that I started before then, but all of these volleyball hats and the stumble dress will count for those, so that'll be some good points. However, the rainbow askew that I made was a pattern from one of the sponsored designers, so I got extra points for that, so yay! Yeah, that's it for what I'm working on and events and stash. I haven't finished any books this week, so yeah, that's kind of it. That's all I have to talk about. That's not kind of it. That is it. That is it. That is all I have to talk about today, and we will see you guys again next time. Bye.